Hi, this is Christy Still with Mommy Hates Cooking, and today I'm going to show you how to make Ninja Foodi taco pasta in your Ninja Foodi multi-cooker in just minutes.
Now, first off, I want to tell you this is one of my first videos on YouTube of me actually talking and cooking. So bear with me, I'm learning the ropes with this. I'm really used to Facebook videos that are short with no talking, so this is a new thing. But eventually I would like to get this up to sharing about 2 recipes a week with you. As always though, I share recipes every other day on mommyhatescooking.com. And if you're looking for Ninja Foodi recipes, I have tons of them there, so you can head there and find more as well. I'm going to put all of this information in the show notes below, along with the link to the full recipe. So if you need any of that information, be sure to check out below for all of that. I'll put anything I say here, there. So first I want to start off and say I'm using the Ninja Foodi multi-cooker. Now there's a bunch of them on the market now that are all called Ninja Foodi. This is the one that has all of it. So it does pressure cooker, air fryer, slow cooker, baking, everything, dehydrates even. So I'm using an 8-quart, but you can actually make this with a 6.5-quart or even an Instant Pot if you prefer the Instant Pot. So let's get started with making this. The first thing you need is 1 pound of ground beef. Now we're going to put this right into the pot of the Ninja Foodi, and I have it already warming up on the saute function right over here. So I'm sauteing this meat on high to get it nice and browned.
Here's a quick tip with the meat. Whenever you get the ground beef, be sure to get something that's extra lean or you will need to drain it. If you do have to drain it, that's fine, but be sure to use the mitts to pull the pot out, drain it, and then return it back to the pot. In this recipe, I usually try to use 93% lean ground beef. Once the meat is browned, you're going to add in the taco seasoning packet. I didn't have to add in any additional water, but if you need to, just add a little bit of water, about 1/4 cup or less, to the meat so that it mixes in really well with the ground beef. You're going for taco meat here.
So I'm going to just add the pasta right into the bowl. So I've got it right here on top of my meat. And we'll put that aside. So now we are going to add 4 cups of water. So you want to make sure that this just coats the pasta. So it just comes right up there, and we're going to stir it in just a second. So the next thing I'm going to do is tomato sauce. So I'm going to pour this right on in, and some chilies. Now I'm going to mention too, I don't like spicy food. So mine are mild, and this isn't all that spicy. If you like spicy food, you can add in red pepper or really whatever you want to do. So now we are just stirring this up.
Now that you have all of the ingredients in the Ninja Foodi, you want to stir it up and make sure that all of the pasta is under the water. It needs to be completely covered.
It's nice and stirred up. So now you're going to use the lid that comes with the Ninja. So not the one that it's attached, this is the pressure cooker lid. You'll also use this for slow cooking. So if you're slow cooking, just a little side note, you're gonna want this nozzle to vent, not seal. So since we're pressure cooking though, we want it to be sealed. So I'm gonna secure the lid right here, so it's all nice and tight and on. And then I'm gonna make sure that my nozzle is on seal. And I've already got this set, it's gonna be on high pressure, so you're gonna move it to pressure for 6 minutes. Once it's on that, you're just going to hit the button, and this is going to build pressure for a little while. Now it can take 5 to 10 minutes sometimes to build pressure, so you got to add that into your cook time. Once pressure is built, it takes 6 minutes, and with this recipe or really any pastas, as soon as that pressure is built, the 6 minutes has cooked and the timer goes off, you want to quick release that steam, which means you want to move this nozzle to vent and get all the steam out. If you don't do that immediately, when you're cooking pasta, you're gonna open it up and you're gonna have mush. And trust me, that has happened to probably the best of us. It's happened to me. I will go and do something, not hear the timer go off, forget about it, and come back and dinner has turned to mush. So you don't want that to happen. So you really wanna make sure that you listen for that timer and you get it quick released. So I'm going to be back here and show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so now you can see it is cooking on high pressure. We're down to about 5 minutes. It took about 8 to 10 minutes to build pressure, so I'd say this recipe takes about 30 minutes to make from start to finish, with including that time in there. So I thought while that's cooking, I'll go over a few quick questions that I've got on the Ninja Foodi. One is, how does it do all of these things? It's a multi-cooker, but how does it work? So I just wanted to go over some real quick things. If you're doing slow cooker recipes, like I said earlier, you'll use this lid that's on it. It's the additional lid that comes with it, but you'll put the nozzle to vent. Once it's on vent, you're gonna just simply put the dial, or if you have the buttons, I used to just have the buttons on my other one. You'll set it to slow cooker, and then you'll put it on 8 hours or 4 hours, whatever the recipe calls for. So the great thing is that with this, you can actually use any slow cooker recipe that you love and just make it in here. It's going to work exactly the same way as long as you use the slow cooker function and the right lid that you're supposed to use for the slow cooker. So it's super easy. We use this all the time for soup. I also love taco soup in this, which I'll leave a link to that in the show notes as well. So the great thing with taco soup is you can do it as the slow cooker, which you can cook the meat just like I did for this recipe, then add everything in, and then you can put the lid on for slow cooker. Or if you're in a pinch for time and you get to 5 o'clock and you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't put anything on for dinner, you can cook the meat, add all the ingredients, stick on this lid, and high pressure for about 4 to 5 minutes, and you'll have the soup ready to go. So, I mean, that takes less than 30 minutes and your dinner is ready. So it's super easy to convert the soups to slow cooker or to pressure cooker, either one. So that's really a good option. Instant Pot recipes, convert them just the same. They're all going to work the same with this. It's essentially, you're just using the pressure cooker function, same thing you're doing in the Instant Pot. So you just have to make sure you're doing the right lid, and for the pressure cooker, you want it sealed, not vented. And the other key there is watch the recipes, because some of them will say slow release. That means you just let it naturally release. You don't move the nozzle. If it's quick release, like for this pasta, we're going to quickly release this. So we're going to move the nozzle as soon as that timer goes off and get that steam out of there so that our dinner doesn't turn to mush. So the other option you can do with this is the air fryer. The Air Crisp is what they call it. That is my personal favorite. That's what really sold me on this. This is the lid for the air fryer or Air Crisp. And you can make so many things with the air fryer. One of our favorites is chicken fajitas. We put the chicken in there. You don't have to cook the chicken because it's going to cook in the air fryer. Peppers, everything you want. Turn it on in the air fryer for about 15-20 minutes and it's ready to go. So that's one of the things you can do as well with this. The other thing would be the baking. You can bake in it. I've got a few recipes like an apple crisp on there where I use the bake option. So you can do that. You can also dehydrate. There's tons of recipes out there for dehydrating beef and making beef jerky. You can make apple chips, banana chips. I mean, really a lot of options. That's one thing that we enjoy as well. And then you also have the yogurt option, which is a big one. I think with Instant Pot, they love the yogurt option on that. I've seen a lot of recipes of those. I haven't personally done yogurt yet, but you can do that in there as well. Broil is my other favorite. Now with the broil, you can, for my personal favorite is our meatloaf. We make it in here. What I do is I put it in the pressure cooker, and then I will do the air fryer and broil so that it gets real crispy on top, and it's so good. So anyways, that's another recipe that you'll find on my website as well. But I just kind of wanted to go over a few of those questions that I've got, is just how does it actually work? We love it. I've literally gotten rid of every other appliance that I have, except for the coffee pot, and I actually do use the Ninja coffee bar. That's my favorite coffee pot too. So I really like their products for some reason, and that's not sponsored. I just like them. Anyways, but that's kind of what it does in a nutshell. But if you ever have questions, you can always ask me or leave me a comment, and I'll try to get back and answer you as quickly as I can. I have used it for well over a year now, and I use it almost every single day. So you can do all sorts of things in the Foodi. Steam is all coming out. We're doing a quick release of the steam so that we can get it out of here. Another thing I wanted to mention real quick while this is finishing up releasing the steam is it does automatically change to warm, or you can just click keep warm and it keeps it warm. That's really a great feature. It's very similar to the slow cooker. We use that a lot because like I said, I use this almost every night. And my husband is notoriously late coming home from work. He has a job where you don't really just get off right on time, so this is a great option. For us, I can go ahead and feed the kids, myself, and dinner is still warm whenever he gets home, and it just works out perfectly. So we're gonna lift up this lid and let some more of this steam out and let it cool for just a few minutes before we stir it up and serve it. So I just opened up the lid and look how amazing this looks, right? You see that? Just steamed up. But in 6 minutes, roughly, we have this delicious pasta that is ready to eat. So we are going to just serve it up with some cheese and call it dinner. So we have our plate of delicious taco pasta that my husband and I are actually totally ready to eat right now. So this is great to feed the family, and like I said, I will be back with another video. I'm hoping to get that up later this week, and I'm thinking it's going to be for Ninja Foodi bacon wrapped jalapeno peppers, which will be perfect for all the football games and things coming up. I'm also going to share one on spinach dip as well that you can make in the Ninja Foodi. It's spinach artichoke dip, and it's amazing. You can make it in the oven, but I've recently discovered you can make it even quicker and easier in the Foodi. So be sure to check out mommyhatescooking.com. That's where all my Ninja Foodi recipes will be, along with every other recipe I've done. I've actually been doing this for 10 years, so you'll have recipes for days. So thanks again for joining me. See you next time.
Thank you so much for joining in to this video by mommyhatescooking.com. Be sure to check out the show notes below for all the important links and details about this recipe. Thank you, and join me again soon.